Woo! Sorry, y'all. I'm late. I'm a couple minutes late. Let's get to it. We're talking about egalitarianism, and yeah, I just had an off-air conversation with the fellas and the villains. Make sure y'all just come through. Let me get this shit right. Let me get this shit right. We're gonna talk about this shit. We're gonna talk about this shit. I've been dying. I've been dying. I've been dying. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate you, peoples. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, one in the building. One in the building. Yeah, yeah. The philosophies of egalitarianism. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's gonna be on educational shit. It's gonna be a little graphic. It's gonna be raw, rigid. Let's see the political world systems. Here, yeah, another one, another one, and we got another one. All right, we're going to talk about egalitarianism, right? Egalitarianism is one of those integral topics, right? We talk about it in philosophy. It breaks down the introduction, right? We're gonna talk about this real quick. Um, this is one of the terms that's very loosely I hear a lot in these spaces, and it talks about various systems that we talked about early in the political world systems. I talked about various things, so I'm gonna pull it up for y'all. I'm gonna be real smooth. This may not be a long stream, mind you. This may not be a long stream. This may not be long stream. So basically, you're gonna see something here. So yeah, I got the link right here. What's going on, new? Salute, salute. We're gonna talk about this shit immediately, man, because this is something that I want to talk about for a while. So, introduction. Let's read the introduction. Egalitarianism is a political doctrine that holds that all people should be treated as equals from birth, usually meaning held equal under the law and in society at large. It is a brief in human equality, especially with respect to social, political, and economic rights and privileges. Advocates the removal of inequalities among people and of discrimination on the grounds such as race, gender, sexual orientation, and religion, etc. Right? Political philosophies such as socialism, Marxism, communism, and anarchism anarchism are all supported principles of egalitarianism to some degree. Some argue that modern representative democracies is realization of political egalitarianism, which others believe that in reality most political power still resides in the hands of the ruling class rather than equally in the hands of the people. For example, the United States Declaration of Independence of 1776 included a kind of moral, legal egalitarianism in its assertion that all men are created equal. We know that's a little bit skeptical right there. And therefore, that each person to be treated equally under the law. But it was not until much later the U.S. society extended that benefits to slaves, women, other groups. The model of the French Revolution of the 1789, the liberty, egalite, fraternite, was only really institutionalized during the Third Republic. At the end of the 19th century, the term is derived from the French word égal, meaning equal or level, and was first English in 1880s, although the equivalent of the term egalitarian dates from the late 18th century. So yeah, man, egalitarianism. So we did talk about socialism, Marxism, and communism and anarchism in every stream. I had a two-part. I think I talked about socialism in the political world systems. I talked about that a little bit. I talked about Marxism a little bit. I did talk about communism. I got anarchism next month. I will talk about that part two. We did talk about part one with Cerulean. So that stream was epic, and we talked about it. What's going on, Charwooly? Greetings. And we talked about it, right? So we talked about it in so many words, right? And I believe we was talking about it in an integral perspective, and it's not a left and right thing, and we covered a lot of grounds. So I posted a lot of links in that stream. If y'all watch it, it's on the I think political world systems. Again, the same that I put this on, and you can check it out later, or whatever. You don't have to check it out right now. So Basically, what I'm saying is we have what it takes to talk about. So basically, I'm just saying we just gonna be who we are in so many words. So, like I said, man, I was talking about this for a minute. So I'm not really surprised what's going on. So when we was talking about it for a minute, I was just like saying, man, this is an interesting topic. So I had to cover these. Yeah, we talk about totalitarianism and things like that for the past couple of weeks, but anarchism is a must talked about. But I will talk about it next month and extend even more. Yes, it's a part of those systems, but we're talking about egalitarianism. So I'm gonna make the screen bigger and I'm gonna read some more to y'all. And I don't know how I can make this screen bigger, or do I want to make it bigger, or is it? Yeah. So exit the screen, and you know what I'm saying. But that's a whole nother, you know, a thing like that. So okay, I'm gonna let y'all see what to see. I'm gonna shout people out on the ground. He said, "Hail, Gray Skull, Captain Ghost in the building." Okay, we in the building. We in the building. The types of egalitarianism. The economic egalitarianism or the material egalitarian is where the participants of the society are equal standing and having equal access to all economic resources in terms of economic power, wealth, and contributions. It is a founding principle of various forms of socialism. Let's read that again. Economic egalitarianism or material egalitarianism is where the participants of the social are of equal standing and having equal access to all the economic resource in terms of economic power, wealth, and contribution. It is founding a principle of various forms of socialism. Interesting. It's called economic egalitarianism. Okay. Moral egalitarianism, it's the position of the equality is central to justice, that all individuals are entitled to equal respect and that all human persons are equal in fundamental worth or moral status. Legal egalitarianism, the principle under the which each individual is subject to the same laws with no individual or group or class having special legal privileges, and where the testimony of all persons is counted with the same weight. Legal egalitarianism, okay? It's the different types. Political egalitarianism is where the members of society are equal of standing in terms of political power. They said political power or influence. It is the founding principle of most forms of democracy. Let's read that again right here. This I'm going to highlight this right quick. Yeah, we're gonna highlight this right quick. The key word is democracy. It's a conservative term, by the way, and that's just what it is. So we're gonna read that again. Oh shit, my arm is all messed up. Okay, we're gonna say political egalitarianism is where the members of society of an equal standing in terms of political power or influence is the founding principle of most form of democracy. Right. Luck of egalitarianism is the view about distribution and justice. This is the luck of egalitarianism. And it's just the right with the respects of the allocation of goods in society. And it's found by variety of the left-wing political philosophies, which seeks to distinguish between outcomes that are a result of brutal luck, misfortunes, in a genetic makeup, or being struck by a bolt of lightning. Those that are being the consequence of the conscious options, character choices, or fair gambles. Yeah, so and we're gonna get this in general real quick. So, I'm gonna put this on a different post. But like I said, man, we're gonna put this right quick. Oh shit, that's current events. YouTube panel, YouTube panel, YouTube panel, YouTube panel, YouTube panel. And we're just gonna stick to the philosophy based aspect. We're just gonna talk about it. If y'all want me to do a part two, just let me know. I'll think about it and I'll reference this video and we're just going to talk about it in basic terms. So we're going to get into the gender real quick. This is not very long. Okay. Gender egalitarianism or zyarchy is a form of society in which power is equal shared between men and women, or a family structure where the power is shared equally by both parents. Gender egalitarianism, okay? Racial egalitarianism or racial equality is the absence of racial segregation, the separation of different racial groups in daily life, whether mandated by law through social norms. Interesting. Opportunity egalitarianism or asset-based egalitarianism is the idea that equally as possible is redistribution of resources, usually in the form of the capital grant provided at the age of the majority, an idea which has been around since Thomas Paine, 1737, 1809. Christian egalitarianism holds that all people are equally before God in the Christ, specifically teaches gender equality in Christian church leadership and in marriage. This is different levels of egalitarianism. As you can see, it shows you all the types of egalitarianism. That's it, and this is the whole point. It's just basic, and it shows you the main three right here, right? So when we type in egalitarianism, it just shows you what it means, and there's more links to it. So I'm just gonna get it down to it with y'all, but yeah. Oh, right at it. Right at it. We're gonna look at it. Egalitarianism. Like I said, what's an example of egalitarianism? And we're gonna look at the definitions in the dictionary. So we're gonna take it off the philosophy for a minute. So yeah, we're just gonna talk about it. And I'm just gonna put the people in. So you know, take this down. What's going on? What's going on, Hannibal? What's going on, man? But yeah, we're gonna talk about it in plain sight. So we're gonna take this screen down and we're gonna stop it in the screen, and we're just gonna just expound on it for a moment. But like I said, we're gonna get in depth with this, and we're gonna share another screen. Hold on, because I want to get this right out of the way. It's 12 minutes in, and we're gonna talk it through. So I'm gonna talk it for like least, I'll say about an hour. This ain't gonna be a very long stream, so we're gonna cut this short because I got a stream tomorrow and talk about various different things. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about Thursday. So, like I said, but egalitarianism is another one. It's one of those things that I wanted to talk about in my political side of politics or philosophy. So, you know what I'm saying? But let's see what we're up against. So, yeah, put this in the screen and okay. Egalitarianism meanings of advocating or characterized by the belief that all people should have equal political, social, economic rights. And there's another one, affirming, promoting, or characterizing by belief equal political, economic, social, and civil rights for all people. And here's another one, an advocate or supporter of this belief. Okay. The definition of an egalitarian is a belief that everyone should be treated the same or equally, and all should have the same rights. An egalitarian is defined a person who believes all people were created equal and should be treated equal. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is shows you a little bit about it. We're just going to get into searches for a minute. How I like to do this to find links and certain shit, right? So when you're dealing with searches like these, it says egalitarianism. It's a doctrine that all people should be created equal. So we already know about that, right? So we ask that question to ourselves. Egalitarianism is the same as socialism. They try to compare. Both societies should be equal. Individuals should be treated as such. However, egalitarianism is a broad concept. which socialism is specific in how it goes about those aims. Egalitarianism is an ideal concept which seeks to maximize equally in society. Now, there's another theory that birthed this ideology. It's called utilitarianism. I talk about this a lot in my channel, and I got several streams, and I mentioned egalitarianism. And utilitarianism deals with the maximum happiness of, all this other shit, deals with equality and things like that. It's one of those loose theories that people use and certain people use in certain spaces. But like I said, I've heard that term recently since last year, and I want to expound on it. And I'm glad I did this content. I said, you know what? Let me talk about this in so many words. So when you talk about egalitarianism, you understand what's going on. So yeah, it's so many words. So that's just how it is. And when you have that, you understand that's the thing that you need. So again, and that's just the whole purpose. So yeah, man. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna charge it up in a minute. So like I gotta get into it for a minute. I'm gonna get into it for a minute. Shit. Okay. Yeah, it talks about it. Egalitarian versus socialism. That's another argument. It's a broad concept. Yeah. So, is the United States an egalitarian society? Oh God, America's out of the most as egalitarian. Okay, let's look at. A lot of people try to say America's egalitarian. Okay, this is a broad question. This is from the New York Times, by the way. It's from the New York Times, by the way. Um, if y'all want to case know what I was reading, I'm gonna put this in the chat for y'all. I'm gonna put this in the chat for y'all. Let me type this in, and I'm gonna put it. I got my controls right here. I'm not gonna put it in the live chat like that. I'm gonna put it on my shit on my end, so I can give y'all a foundation. So yeah, here y'all go with that link. Y'all can chew on that, read it later or whatever you got to do. So yeah, and so many words. Damn. Yeah. So let me set this up real quick. Yeah. My eyes twitching for a minute. Oh shit. Ah. Let me knock this off real quick and get off there. Um okay, New York Times. America, land of equals. NewYorkTimes.com. Okay, New York. America used to be Sweden. According to the new research, the America of the founding fathers was more egalitarian than anywhere else in the measurable world. Let's read this part right here. They try to say that about America. Hold on. This is a big reach, by the way, by them. Well, some people have different opinions about it, but this is what they say about the founding fathers. There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. America used to be the Sweden, according to the new research, to the American of the founding fathers was more egalitarian than anywhere else in the measurable world, right? Okay. That's an important finding and one of the will surprise most Americans today. Both inequality and Americans' exceptionalism are high on the national political agenda. One idea that brings those issues together is the belief that Americans have the exceptional culture tolerance for income inequality, unlike Europeans. But the thinking goes most Americans are confident that they are and soon to be rich. As a result, but the conventional wisdom has it the Americans in the middle look up to their 1% are the loath to the tax them. Mhm. But the historical research by the economists Peter H. Lindart and Jeffrey G. Williamson shows that when it comes to inequality, this is Americans' exceptionalism is an invention of the conditions that prevailed at the time of the American Revolution in the era which is so often involved today in political and social battles. And the United States was most egalitarian society and proud to be so. Okay. So what we got here is we got here. So we're gonna read this on the bottom. So there so the revival. Okay, doctor. Okay. I'll read this part. Reading too fast. Yeah. Get out of there. Yeah, so that's the part we read, and then we're gonna read the next part. There has been an absolute reversal to Dr. Lindar told me, but in compared to any other country from which we have data, America is that era was more equal. But today, the Americans are the outliers in the other direction. So nowadays, we think of the post-war era. We talked about this last Wednesday about the anarchism and things like that, the post-war era. We talked about that. We talked about that. Let's read that from the top again. Nowadays, we think of the post-war era as a hot halcyon time for the United States middle class. But it's the turns out that the relative terms colonial America too was great country for 99%, particularly when it compared to with folks back in the old country. That's that saying they use, old country. Americans who were free were very well off and better off than their counterparts in the mother countries. Dr. Lindart said every kind of person by occupation was better off than their counterpart by occupation. The carpenters, shopkeepers, and the so forth all had slightly better income than in the mother country. Slavery is America's original sin, was the great global injustice of that age. But on a purely economic basis, even when slaves are included in the calculation of inequality, America comes out as the most egalitarian. That's what they say right here, most egalitarian. Interesting. Interesting. If the one includes slaves in the overall income distribution, the American colonies in 1774 were still the most equal in their distributions of income among households, though by a fixer margin, Dr. Linhart said. And it says the members of only one group fared better than the Europe and their peers in their colonies, the people at the very top. That's true. Duke of Belfort had no counterpart in America. Dr. Linhart said even the richest Charleston slave owner could not match the wealth of the land aristocracy. I mean, yeah, aristocracy. Yeah, landed aristocracy. Indeed. England's, I present, were so rich that the country's average national income was nearly as high as that of the colonies, despite that the markedly greater prosperity of what today we might call the American middle class. But today, the opposite is true. Dr. Leonard said that the rest of the world cannot come close to I present in America, or president in America. This is a portrait of the colonial America as the world's great egalitarian exception would probably come from a surprise to the most Yanks today. But though Dr. Leonard and Dr. Williamson date are new to the portrait and they paint fits with the contemporary accounts. Okay. In a letter he wrote from the Monticello in 1814, Thomas Jefferson applied an American economic equality. We have no paupers, he wrote to Dr. Thomas Cooper, an Anglo American Plymouth Yeah, polymath and frequent Jefferson correspondent. But the great man of our population, okay, population of its laborers, are rich who can live without labor. Either the manual or professional, being few and then of the moderate wealth. But the most of the laboring class possess of property and cultivated their own and land, having families, and from the demand for their labor are enabled to exact from the rich and the the component in such as prices as enabled there is to be fed abundantly and clothed above mere decadence to labor and moderately, and rated in their families. By the contrast of Jefferson believed, and then the Lindart and Williamson research confirms that the members of the America's I president were worse off than their European counterparts. But the wealthy, on the other hand, and those are at their case, know that nothing of what the Europeans call luxury. They have only somewhat most of the countries and decadence. Oh shit! Yeah, decadencies of life that in those with the furnish of them. Yeah, so this part is wild, man. So it is what it is. So we know what time it is, and it's just just you just get out there, and that's just what it is. So yeah, man. And I'm just gonna read the next part, but interestingly, particularly in a view of today's inequality wars, Jefferson didn't pull his I'll say his punches about which social order was preferable, and can any condition of society be more desirable than this. He he opinion about egalitarian America, and then did a little calculation showing that the overall happiness of Americans for outweigh that of a English, from whose happiness and in a lot of the aristocracy only. That sounds like some utilitarianism right there, what I just read. There it goes. The maximum of happiness and extreme pleasure and the greatest number. There you go. They try to create a utilitarian society back then on a small scale. That's interesting. They brought that up. So we talk about it a lot. So in case y'all don't know, this is one of the things that they talk in about egalitarianism, but they give you the history on the New York Times. So I just want to read this rest of the article for you. So and this is what it is. So it's so many, and and that's just it. Okay, it wasn't just Americans who presented their society to be more economic equal than the old world, but foreign visitors noticed too after his famous journey to America in the 19th century. Alexis de Tocqueville returned home to France to report that nothing stuck from the forcibly than the general equality of conditions among people. So, they talk about slavery and everything else. But what is the obvious just before the revolution has been largely forgotten today. It was known by them at the time by Dr. Linhart and said, now we are in a society may have lost sight of that because we didn't have the numbers to remind us. Thanks to Dr. Linhart and Dr. Williamson, and we now do. Their historical work make a particular important contributions to the current debate because as a chance we would have it. But those who argue that inequality is an American as apple pie and tend also to hold the views of the hold the views of the founders in particularly high regard. I see it as a puzzle. Dr. Leonard and said, those of us who insist that inequality is defined would also invoke a founding fathers society for which it was not true. Interesting how they said that. They said, which is not true. Equally, not just opportunely, but also of the outcome turns out to be one of the one of the features that really did make the United States exceptional in the age. When the country was born, that's starting. The fact is worth bearing in mind that America's struggle is to figure out how to remain exceptional in an altogether more complicated era. So yeah, this is the New York Times. It talks about egalitarianism. It has some good points. I mean, if y'all want to read this, I'm gonna put this out here for y'all. And like I said, man, we're gonna get this down all the way, and we're gonna shout everybody out in the chat. So I'm just gonna put this in here. And like I said, man, I'm just gonna drop the link to this article, and we're just gonna get it here. You know, yeah, just gonna put it in here. So who we got in here? Greetings, esteemed Macaulay Jane. Oh, hell, Great Skull. What's going on, degenerate? Salute, salute, the Slayer himself. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is one of the things when we talk about egalitarianism. We talked about it a while back. So I talked a little bit about it, in passing and not as much as a content and just keep it whatever you like. So yeah, you got reasons people still talk about certain things, and you just got to keep it moving. So yeah, egalitarianism is a interesting ideology. It's just one of those you just have to be mindful of. It is what it is. Some things you just got to put in power and truth to power, and it's just what it is. So yeah, man. So when we talk about egalitarianism, but and this ain't gonna be very long. And but we're gonna do some more searches on egalitarianism. We're just gonna go. So yeah, that was the New York Times and things like that. So he said egalitarianism was a communism. These weird arguments. Yeah, sometimes in these searches they talk about it. Okay, the Marxist communists. Okay, we talk. Yeah, we read the New York Times. He said, which country is the most egalitarian? Like this right here. Top countries are equally substantially. Let's talk about Norway. Top countries. Yeah, continue. Okay. Top countries on economic equality. Do you want to know the countries where wealth is distributed to the most equal, equitable way? This is the top 10 countries with the lowest economy inequality. So equality, top countries. Okay. They got Belarus, Ukraine, Finland, Netherlands, and Slovakia. Okay. Countries with the greatest equality. Top 10, right? So, top 10 countries. So, Oh shit. Yeah, they hit on it. That's crazy. Yeah, I did on it because something told me it was gonna act like that. All right, I got distracted, y'all. I'm sorry. So give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. So although the ranking the most 10 countries economically, it's time to learn about the states where economic equality is highest. Um, inhabitants elaborate the most. Okay, so we're gonna go right quick. I'm just gonna skim through real quick. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Inhabitants and to elaborate the most equal the country. So let me turn this off. I'm getting a little distracted. So elaborate the most equal countries we use to the Gini coefficient in the numbers between 0, 1, or where you totally distribution of income. Wealth equally among all the other inhabitants of the country, and one would have been all the wealth is controlled by just one person. There are indexes that measures economic inequality, but this time it's one used by the UN, United Nations, and the World Bank. With more to less inequality, all states represent in the UN agreed, reduce in an inside among the country by 2030. One of the sustainable development goals using the Gini coefficient we show, and then the 10 states that better equally distribution of wealth. So they show Belarus, Finland, Ukraine, all this other stuff. Okay, not much here. I don't want to go through that. Someone's Twitter and things like that. So yeah, yeah, don't really show much. Yeah, don't really show much. It showed a few countries, but it just gives you example and things like that. So I'm not really worried about what's going on. So oh man, it's a mess. It's a mess, y'all, and it's acting up, acting crazy. So okay, what is an egalitarian person? We're gonna do that. Yeah, it didn't name some. I said, damn, I tried, but try to get y'all the link, but damn, not much. An egalitarian favors person of some sort. People should be get the same, but the same, treated as equals. Some respect egalitarian doctrines tend to um, reset on the background the idea human persons on equal fundamental and moral status. Okay, that's the Stanford encyclophilosophy of that. Yeah, we're just gonna deal with the philosophy, but they mentioned. I'll go in depth on that another time, but like it's mentioned here, highlighted. So yeah, we dealt with it. So they got the Stanford version of it. We show you the preliminaries. Oh, it's a long read. Okay, we dealt with this before. Income and wealth. Okay, so they got a lot of stuff right here. But I was just looking to see. But but I got the philosophy basic. We broke it down. We broke it down where you have socialism, Marxism, and communism and anarchism are all supported principles of egalitarianism. We talked about that. I put that in the chat for y'all, but I'm trying to find another link, just expound on what I'm saying with this topic. So it is not much. Oh, excuse me. And a little gas there. So how can we create an egalitarian world? Oh man. Okay. It's 2019. And I'm saying how we can. Okay. How can we create an egalitarian world? Mm, That's a good article. This is the CEU edu article. Dot article. Yeah. It talks about egalitarianism and things like that. So when you have something like this, you just go out there and just do. You know what I mean? Because I feel like most people they just gonna get stuck around with it. And yeah, we're 40 some minutes in. So we're gonna stretch it for an hour or two and just talk about it. So yeah, he said egalitarians believe that all people are morally equal, thus entitled to some form of equal treatment. But what equality looks like, how can it be achieved, remain an essential question in a ongoing debate with the political philosophy. Professor Andreas Moles of the CEU's Departments of Political Science and Philosophy, Tom Part of the University of uh, Essex, and seek to the end of the debate in their paper and distributions of the relations of the hybrid account, which was originally published in a political studies. But the current debate about egalitarianism among political philosophers pits two camps and against each other. First are the distribution of egalitarian who thinks all people should enjoy the same amount of certain currencies, whether that is resource, opportunities, happiness, or another measure. Second are social egalitarians and in relations of egalitarians who believe equally is established when relationships between people are absent of hierarchy, oppression, and exploitation. Okay. We're going to say moles of par don't fall into either camp. They argued that not only it is a debate between disruptive social egalitarians are unhelpful way of framing and discussing equality, but it also delays tangible, real world social political progress. Okay. And it claims about the nature of the value of equality in this debate are far too conceptual. We want to recall the debate in terms of the reasons we have to distribute things equally or to be established in certain kinds of relations between people. Explain moles. Some forms of discrimination are bad because they imply to create uneven social relations. Often are bad because they deny people certain resources. Our hybrid view of egalitarianism helps tackle the practical issues of equality and inequality in more complex way. The hybrid view of egalitarianism that the authors put forth appeals the reasons behind egalitarian acts, thereby ditching either or argument among the political philosophers to instead of purpose the necessary looking for both disruptive, disruptive and social factors needed to achieve equally. But the paper defends two central ideas, said Moles. First, in a society of equals, people will be able to justify the resources and opportunities to everyone else. And thus, justification cannot come from a relation theory. It is must come from a disruptive account of a second disadvantage in social standing. And opportunities cannot be instrumental in a raising people's standing. Our conclusion is that the both theories, other legitimate reasons are not mutually reductive. Reducible. Yeah, reducible into one another. To illustrate the appeal, to illustrate the appeal of its hybrid view, Mose offers several examples where neither distributive and nor social egalitarianism alone can accurately capture and adopts the complexity of inequality and consider integration and inequality in the United States. Minority communities in the United States are more and more integrated into the larger society now than ever before. There are more Black people in positions of power, more Latinos attending competitive universities, etc. But nonetheless, they said, but nonetheless, the peop, the gap in the wealth distribution between while people and minorities in the United States massive. It is good that social relations are more integrative, but the wealth inequality is still a serious concern, said Moles. Alternatively, look at the equal opportunity employment. To the often stand the reason behind providing equal opportunities to people to distribute resources like goods and jobs, but equals opportunities and also open the doors to certain kinds of relations. What is unjust? That and different opportunities available to different people is not always about the inability access a certain income or job, but also have the available opportunities preclude some forms of social relations, said Moles. And and imagine a society that's fully segregated and people from this community have access to the same great jobs, income, longevity, etc., at those from the other community, and but in the two communities don't mix. This is not equality. We believe that there are some of the forms of relationships that are in unjust, even in resources, are distributed equally. Moles and Par argued that the hybrid accounts of the equal removes in the bickering between sides over the concept of equality by focusing on why we have value and desired and equally in the first place. But this is how we move the debate forward, said Moles. Okay, this is from this article right here. We're gonna give it to you. It's called the Central European University, EDU. Okay. Explains it right here. He talked about it, right? So we're gonna put this in here. I'll put this in a link. Greetings, salute Psycho Candy, and salute to Mace. Appreciate y'all coming through. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll put this in the chat right quick. So again, like I said, we got this down and it's like 48 minutes in. So I'm not stopping. I think I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna stop with nobody, but you know how it is. That is. Because it's my Wednesday streams, and it's just what it is. But let me talk. So again, when we talk about it, oh God, nobody's not in it. Let me load. Oh dang. But people are tired and things like that. Yeah, it's 50 minutes in. Okay. So when we talk about it, it explains egalitarianism. So we put the link in there so people that's gonna read and they'll come right back. So yeah, we just knock this down a little bit. And yeah. So when you talk about egalitarianism, yeah, it's like there, yeah, certain things you gotta look at it. It's not equal society, it's still unjust in things and laws, and you just gotta apply something. So it's about to be the hour mark. So, just stay tuned and things like that. But I'll be let me put myself in the screen. Yeah. So what you have is right here. So, egalitarianism is one of those things that you talk about equality and things like that, but there's still inequality in this country in America. So basically you have those things and then you just expound on it. So yeah, I know people ain't gonna like to read and things like that. That's the thing about Negroes, but you know how it is. But that's my content. I don't care if he likes it or not. But yeah, because I know everybody's distracted, everything else. But yeah, I had to brought this out because this is good information, and I'm glad that the Central European University is expound on that. So you know what I mean. But I'll be right back and see what's going on in the background. So I'm gonna go on mute, and we're gonna cover some of the things about egalitarianism, and then we're just gonna say the two dogmas of it. Okay, we're gonna check this link right here. So we're gonna get into it in the meat of it right away. I'm gonna see what the link looks like and pull it up. 'Cause people like to argue and shit like that. Okay, leave it on screen. Oh shit, I'm gonna highlight it. Yeah, damn. Accept it. Out of here. Fuck out of here. Damn. It's always a hassle when you get these links. Shit. All right. All right. I'll be right back. Yeah. Back. Back. Oh shit. Okay, we're back. We're back at it. Back at it again. Ooh. Let me get this right. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Two dogmas of egalitarianism. Douglas J. Dean and Douglas B. Ramazine. Okay. The Degauteur.com. Okay. Interesting. Abstract. It's more important that clear that our previous works, norms of liberty and perfectionist turn when we are opposing what is a generally understood in egalitarianism in political philosophy. Our purpose here is to clearly our opposition by showing that our rejection of egalitarianism cannot be successfully accused of being inconsistent with the morality itself. We believe that discussing what we call two dogmas of egalitarianism will go some distance in the accomplishing that end. These dogmas can be stated as it follows. Number one, the burden of the proof of any devotion, equally ethics, and resets upon the advocate the inequality. Yeah, the ethics of resets in the upon the advocate of inequality. Okay, that's number one. Number two, one's position that the natural equality for inequality of human beings requires a similar position in one of the ethical conclusions. Keywords: dogmas, egalitarians, and ethics. Okay, so like a little article that they got. Okay, a little small article. So they talk about the dogmas. Not really much here. It's just explaining themselves. Okay, that's another one. So you got it right here. And so we're gonna go in. But yeah, it's like I said, it's not much on egalitarianism, but just asking questions and things like that. I'm just looking at links and just basically expounding on shit. I know people are just looking around and doing things and you know, okay. This is a good one right here. This might be a good article. Hold on. Yeah. Newscientist.com. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Here we go, right here. Here we go. Newscientist.com. Inequality: why egalitarian societies die out. Sharing a cooperation was the rule of millennia, but the very instability of unequal societies caused them to spread. Okay. Yeah, you see that picture, right? Damn. Shit. Get the fuck out of here. Allow. Damn. Ain't gonna show you. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Get that. Okay. Continue. Oh, damn. I was about to go in the meetup. Man, fuck out of here. It's another one. It's another one try to fuck with my shit. So yeah. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the one thing. That's the one thing I can say. But you know. Hold on for a minute. Let's see here. Background noise. Also hour in. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's see it right here. Damn, I was gotta get into it, but they want you to sign out. Get the fuck out of here with that. Damn, it's tough to find some links off of this shit. I see. I mean, I talked about the philosophy, but god damn, there's some good articles about it. But it ain't much. I'm just gonna keep looking to find something that's gonna be tangible. But yeah, man, like, I'm looking for it. So don't get me wrong. I wish I had some books on these, but I'm just gonna go research, just ask questions about it, egalitarianism and things like that. Articles on egalitarianism, why partnerships looks like the Mormon marriages is shifting slowly. Uh, I won't even get into that. Uh, Conversations. Ain't nobody listen to that shit. But yeah. But examples and shit. Let's go back to number one. Yeah, but that's egalitarianism. But it's one of those things that you could talk about in society and things like that. And I understand people don't want to deal with the real and shit like that. But I'm just gonna go back on screen. Yeah, I'm back on screen. Okay. So when you talk about equal societies, some people say it's not equal and things like that. It's an old relic past and things like that. It's just like I said, man, when you're dealing with these, damn well this term has been used a lot. So when we try to build off of that, it's just like, but yeah. But that's just one thing about egalitarianism. But and I'm not gonna get in depth with it and just go crazy. So just this is what it is. But it's one of those terms and just loosely, and this is what it is. And and that's how you got to get going. Oh dang, you didn't do that long. Yeah, yeah. She appreciate what to share, but yeah. Like I said, when you talk about these systems, it's supposed to be like an equal society, but it breaks down the heart of what's going on. So, and I'm just like, man, this is wild. And what you look at extensively, it's just like you see what's going on in society. So we're gonna keep this going or whatever. But yeah, yeah, because I was thinking of it and doing this topic, and I said, we had the two of these terms. We talked about socialism, Marxism, communism on our previous, like last year. We went in depth on the political world systems. We talked about anarchism. I think I did in part one. We'll do a part two next month, coming the year. We talked about totalitarianism, but it just boils down what liberty is and all that stuff, the Third Republic and all that. Different types, right? And it talks about we talked about the economic egalitarianism. I think I post some links talk about the economic part of it. We talked about that. There's a moral part of it. There's the legal, the political. That's what we're looking for. The political egalitarianism of the democracy, dealing with the luck, the gender, the racial. I think we talked about the general racial in certain articles, opportunity, then the Christian, not so much, but it's mainly the political one we're trying to look for, but the gender shit, I don't really mean that, the slavery part and things like that. But Pretty much on egalitarianism. It's not much. I don't know if I'm gonna do a part two on it, but it's one of those systems that is it like, because I might not answer the right question. Y'all give me a second. Yeah. For a social economic perspective, egalitarianism promotes economic upliftment amongst various classes of society. The egalitarian philosophy is based on ensuring equal of income, equality of opportunity among the various sections of society. Let's look at this right here. They're gonna try to say this is important and things like that. So yeah. So we got it right here. It's called the Cortex N. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Egalitarianism is the principle treating the persons as equal without any difference due to gender, economic status, and other factors. It returns. It is okay. It refers to a social. I mean, it refers to as a school of thought in a philosophical manner, emphasizing on equality of income, distribution of resources, but the fundamental principle being equal of opportunity and equal rights. Okay. And then we also got understanding egalitarianism. From the social economic perspective, egalitarian promotes economic upliftment amongst the various classes of society. The egalitarian philosophies is a base on among assuring the equality of income and equality of opportunity among the various sections of society. But the material egalitarianism is an economic uh, egalitarian is based on the principles that every person in society should have access to resources and equal opportunity to create wealth. But the person of economic egalitarianism also continues to base of the Marxist school of thought and socialism, but the underlying principles being the collective or common ownership of resources without private ownership. Another branch, which is also egalitarian, states that everyone is governed by the same set of laws. But the concept is a unlike uh, the differential treatment or immunity that provides to reminds of foreign diplomats, and the concepts of focus or the uniformly. Okay, hold on. Uniformly law into the against and given in any special protection to any sections of persons. Okay. In a free market economy, the economic egalitarianism, what we talked about now earlier in the philosophy section, it relies on the principle of promoting the private enterprise ownership, and private individuals and enterprises have the opportunity to create wealth by making investments, though private entrepreneurship and employment, thus individuals and enterprises have an opportunity to earn money and create wealth. A free market promotes in private financing and investments and representing by the capital. As an entrepreneur, investments their capital in business, often goods and services to society. Similarly, different entrepreneurs start at a business and offer the competing or different products, but the society benefits from competition and variety of goods offered. Conclusion is a conclusion. Conclusion. Egalitarianism has an effect in imagination of the economic development in a country which restricts immigration or has police to protect its domestic trade and commerce and the lack of an economic development, but the positive benefits of the globalization, globalization and its sharing of resources through international trade will not be available in such country. Interesting. This is an interesting article. Want y'all to bare teeth into it. Like I said, I'm just gonna put this in here. And yeah, it's another good one in here. So y'all can read this for yourself. I mean, I'm just finding articles. I just really I had it playing on the philosophy base, but like I said, but now people get now people get. And that's just what it is. Hold on. Okay. Hey, Jay Bones. What's going on, man? Jay Bones. He said good morning over there. Yes, it's actually nighttime here. Yeah, good morning to you, brother, or wherever you're from. Even though I'll say good evening to good morning to you. Yeah, we're still over Wednesday. Yeah, you're ahead of me. Appreciate you for stopping by. But yeah, man, like I said, egalitarianism is another one. It's just one of those things that dot the link, pinned it. If someone wants to talk about it more and further, and we can just stick with the philosophy basics, and it's just what it is, and we just doing research on it, and I'm just gonna paste it on down. So, like I said, oh dang, people came in the room. Okay, appreciate it. I guess people got tired of Grandmaster. So again, it's one of those things. Shit. Something wrong with my yeah, something wrong with my room. Yeah, something wrong with my room. I can't access it. I can't access the playroom. Damn it. It's always something. Y'all give me a second. My fucking studio's acting up. Can't access shit on here. Fucking hate this YouTube shit. I swear. Sick of this shit. My YouTube shit is fucking up. But that's okay. Fuck it. I mean, this damn website's getting on my damn nerves. try to do something important, this shit always happens on a goddamn live stream. I ain't resetting shit. Fuck this shit. Damn. It's always something I can't access to y'all. God damn it. God damn it. They gotta do something about their fucking studio for real, bro. Every fucking live stream. Like, I do this shit and then this shit acts up. God damn it, man. Bruh. Don't chill the fuck out, but I don't like that shit when it glitches up on me. See, when you do something like this, it always got to fuck up on the last minute. Damn. Jesus, man. Like, I'm so sick of this shit. Pisses me off, man. Pisses me the fuck off. So I don't like doing it with tab to tab, in case y'all don't notice, but it's a hassle. Yeah, that's the drawback with that. I ain't using no fucking phone because I'm watching something from the clouds. Yeah, these things are a fucking hassle. It's on my goddamn nerves. That's what happens when you do too much. I'll see what he said in the chat. Yeah. Okay, what's going on? Shalom, shalom. Yeah. But yeah, I just felt like, talk about it a little bit because, in society, and I was just looking at it like this is some of the things that, in society group. So, I'm going to extend it. I just dropped a link for a certain individual, but if he wants to add or two, it's just a little discussion. But yeah, man. But this is the one. It talks about equality. Like we spew it on other streams and loosely, and other people have said this, and I said, you know what? I'm just saying, like, it's just like that. But it's just one of those equalities and things like that. But yeah, it's just one of them systems you can just go in and just say, hey, and they always want to talk about society and things like that. I think we say it so loosely and things like that. He said, I don't find this link right here. Okay. Better for everyone, cultural, social well being. No. Uh Sociology group. Nah. Overview. Just gonna look at some things, topics of it. Oh, dang, this is a good one. ScienceDirect.com. Okay, good. Something good out here. Yeah, we can study the social. Oh, this is good. I should have something like this. Hold on. You know what? Let's yeah, we'll save that. That's a link I would save. Hell yeah. Cause this is what I should have had. But now we here, we're just gonna see people what's in here and things like that. So and it's just like how you get down with it, what But basically, I'm just gonna take myself out the screen for a minute. I'm gonna big it up for you guys. So yeah, it's an hour then because this is good. Yeah, it's a nice little crowd, so I'll be all right because people gonna come through in a minute. So I know people's tired. It's a Wednesday. Wednesday nights is usually this is my actual content, so most people listen on the playbacks. I already know. I might stretch it for, let's see, it's 9:57. I'll do it another hour or two. I might do that. I might do that because I might stretch it because I don't know how long I can stretch it like that. So I'll stretch it. I'll stretch it. What's going on, Toya? Toya, the ultimate one, son in the building. Yeah, I might have to stretch it. Yeah. This is gonna be good because I don't know because I this is hour. Yeah, I can stretch. I can stretch it for like 3 hours and then I can cut it because that way I can say this is a stream I can listen on the playback because I want to get familiar with this. This is a long read. I'm just gonna tell you all that right now. So yeah, I'm out of the screen. So we're gonna read this right here. Egalitarianism, Christian Hayabom, International Encyclopedia, Social Behavioral Science, second edition, 2015. Narrow egalitarianism, which for some time from the 1980s onward almost uh, optimized egalitarianism, focused on not a relations between people, but on the distribution of goods according to equality means equal distributions of goods. Given such a definition, that the questions arises to which goods are to be disturbed equally. And given that some differences and inequalities are unavoidable or so obviously justified, we have to look for an abstract cardinal good access to welfare opportunities, access to advantages, capabilities, and resources, or something else. Narrow egalitarians have spent many years searching for such a cardinal good discussion, various proposals, and Armint's 2011, Hammon's, and McPherson's uh, 2002 to 135 to 159. So, okay, in 2002, okay, there's 135, 159 in the pages in 2011. Okay, Hosman and McPherson. Okay, so we get into this part. I'm going to scroll down for a minute, see what she's talking about. Okay, furthermore, by the maintain that the cardinal goods should be distributed in the luck neutralizing way. But this is of the reasoning of cons- uh, constitutes what is now tendered the luck of the luck of egalitarianism. We mentioned that earlier in the philosophy, luck of egalitarianism. It is inspired by Rock's suggestion to regard the distribute of natural talents as common assets to not let the moral arbitrary natural lottery determine to distribution of the social goods. According to the according to the luck egalitarianism, an unequality distribution whose inequality cannot be vindicated by some choice or fault or to be desert on the part of some of the relevant affected agents is an unfair. Therefore, pro pronto unjust, nothing can remove the particular injustice. In other words, in distribution should be ambition sensitive and endowment insensitive. Yeah. And we see right here, whatever the cardinal good that is supposed to be distributed in such a way, it seems clear that this amount of equality relies heavily on distinction between choices and unchosen, natural as well as social circumstances. By that, luck of egalitarianism retains some connection to widespread institutions about why, for example, racist and sexist discrimination is wrong. For roughly speaking, beyond discrimination is commonly conceived of a being a disadvantage by authoritarian norms and institutions just because of an unchosen property one cannot reasonably be expected to. It's the pose of luck of egalitarianism. Is compatible with the belief in the humans are responsible agents and the individuals and choices efforts and make a difference into the distributions of good, especially of the material wealth, at least a theoretical discourse. Egalitarianism takes the powerful ideas away from the opponents and incorporates into the critique of precisely those inequalities that uses to be defended, though in reference to the individual responsibility, it seems to take responsibility, the individual indecence more seriously than the most self-declared um, individual desert more seriously than the most self-declared proponents of me, meritocracy and the anti-egalitarian side. However, according to the other egalitarian, and needless to say, non and anti-egalitarian, the fact that luck egalitarian lays so much stress on the distinction between choice and circumstances amounts to a serious shortcoming of their conception of the social. For this distinction not only open up in the field in the empirical research, it may hold on it may it may also have led deeper into the metaphysical terrain than the social analysts and well as the political thinkers actors are willing to go. Furthermore, by itself, luck egalitarianism looks socially sterile. It seems to be mainly concerned with the questions of desirability and the less with the feasible and still less with achievability, and tends to separate destructive equally into the worthy means for fine political relevant and values. For a luck of egalitarians, say as G.A. Cohen, and are inherent in the very nature of distribution, justice, and not in the different questions as it is what the principles to be influenced by disturbed justice, but also by other things society should adopt as the basic ones. So yeah, it's a long article read. Egalitarianism Society. It's a good piece. I might read the rest of it. It's like part two. I might do a part two of this, but yeah, man, I'll give you the meat of it. But yeah, right, this is a small touches of the article. I'm not gonna go in depth on this as much. So, you know what I'm saying? But I'm right here. Damn, the internet is like it's acting up. Damn, yo. Yeah. Mm. Oh man, this is well, I'm in bad careless positions, man. And y'all acting crazy on this shit. Yeah, let me drop this down. Let me drop this down. Yeah, this is wild right here, bro. But but that is what it is. I mean, yeah, yeah. But the chat is crazy. But yeah, this is one of the things like in egalitarianism. It's a long read and things like that. So I know people's not coming up right away, and that's cool. That's cool. It's an hour, so we're gonna get into it. I don't know. I may change my mind. I'm gonna probably read. I just give you some of the meat of it. I might read the efficiencies and health and things like that. I might do a part two to this. I might do a part two because this is a long one. Yeah. Basically, yeah, I want to knock this down. When we talk about the philosophies of it, so when you talk about egalitarianism, you just get it into the meat of the heart of egalitarianism, and it's just like it means equality, right? So when you have these things, when you talk about it, it's a long term effect. There's a cause and effect in everything, right? So once you get used to it, you understand that the system can be unjust. I posted several links to it. So of this one I'll bring up again. Prior to philosophy basics. Oh, my fault. That's streaming. My fault. My fault. That's the link. The link. If I want to come up and discuss here, and this one right here. That one is a good one. The terms. What else I dropped? I dropped that link with the Central Europe University EDU article, and there's another one, the New York Times. So basically, you just have that on the run. So, and there's another article, not article, but the philosophy basics, and we talked about that's the main subject right here. So basically, you just have that, and then just like But shouts out to Stoic for being the first one here. So appreciate you, brother. But people are gonna look in the playback, understand what I'm talking about. So mainly, you have these things, and we talked about it basically, and we talked about the luck. of egalitarianism right there in that the last article. We'll bring it back up and we'll talk about the rest. So we talked about mainly economic egalitarianism, moral egalitarianism, legal egalitarianism, and political egalitarianism. We can share this shit with the philosophy links and we just break these down. So that's an introduction of it. And this is not over. So yeah, is it, are we, do we live in a egalitarian society? To me, I don't think we are, but in a way, they say they fade out a long time ago. So it's an interesting discussion that people have, and people should be mindful of. So again, this is one of the things that I feel it's a topic you can discuss. So you can have those things in motion. So yeah, man, it is what it is. So yeah. But like I said, when you talk about it so much, you just understand the factors of egalitarianism. But yeah, I was gonna do a screen share for y'all, but I'm gonna find some online about it and then read some article and you know, damn, this is shit right here. I didn't mean to hit that shit. I didn't mean to hit that shit. I always keep hitting the same shit. Let me stop and get them off here. God damn it. Ah, fuck. Today's not my fucking day. Today's not my fucking day because this is. I'll be better tomorrow, y'all, because this is just one time thing. I don't usually do this, but this is a tricky subject because I haven't. I just planned the philosophy basics part, and I showed you the links I've showed you, but it wasn't that much, and it's just what it is. Yeah. So let me see. I was trying to look for luck. And it's like a theory. They say, okay, luck egalitarianism. So we're going to look at the terms that we're going to find. I'm going to find something real quick. The types of egalitarianism. So let's deal with the moral. Let's deal with the moral. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to give you examples. So we're going to look for something that they don't give you. They give you the political and shit. All right. I'm going to read it off for y'all. Egalitarianism in the position that is equality central to justice. It is a prominent trend in social political philosophy. It's also have become relevant in moral philosophy. Moral egalitarianism since the late 20th century. So coming with it with y'all right here. So I found it in the search. Um, I'm gonna come up with something else. I ain't done. I'm gonna break this one more thing down. So the moral part. Here we go. So we're gonna go to Internet Encyclopedia and we're gonna go share it. What's going on, Mike? Salute, salute. Yeah, this is people. It's gonna be less people in the room, so don't worry because a lot of people don't like the actual content. I get a lot of playback views, so it's not the first. Because when anything is educational, they just gonna just scoff at it. You know what I mean? Because this is one of those things, man. And read the table contents, and you know, yeah, man. I'm gonna read this right quick. So take a swig of this. Okay. Okay. Egalitarianism is the policies. Let me read this. Hold on. Let me first. Okay. Egalitarianism is the position of equality, central justice. It is a prominent world trend. Blah, 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 blah. We said that, okay, political philosophies, blah, 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 since it's 20th century. Okay. In social political philosophy, the main focus of the debate is one of the two different trends, the equality of what trend and the why trend, why equality trend. The authors of the older first focus on the main question, what the goods of distribution are, resources, equality, opportunity for welfare, and so forth. And according to which standard are should be distribute goods. But the question is that the late 20th century is whether equality is the most or one of the most important parts of the justice, or whether if it has over near I mean yeah nearly the no importance for the nature of justice at all. Egalitarians believe that justice and equality are what they say closely connected to prior prioritans. Indeed emphasize that there are two concepts of unleash. This article gives an overview of the main arguments of the objections in the why equality debate. Those those are the by those are the byproduct objections of equality. But the objection of the inhumanity, inhumanity, the objections of complexity, though the argument and are the presumptions of equality and the argument for a pluralistic egalitarianism. Yeah, yeah. Table contents and all that, preliminary distinctions. And they talk about preliminary distinctions. Number one, you know, and this is like a long read. So, I'll break it down to y'all. So, it's a good read. I got time for this. Okay. Okay. Because nobody's not coming up. So, yeah, what's going on, teacher? I just want to see the question. Yeah. I'm going to break this down to y'all. Studio. Oh, I'm working on it. That's a process. That studio's a process. I ain't got that in motion yet. That's something I'm going to work on. It's got a janky setup right now. I ain't even thinking about that. That's a goal, but Okay. What's this? Oh yeah. You saw what happened to him. They blew his fucking brains out. That's a whole nother topic. I can talk about that next month. Y'all niggas don't even care nothing about him. But the teacher's on. Ain't gonna get into that. Masonic wise, he was done. Once he started telling the truth, they had to get rid of him. They had to get rid of this nigga. Okay, preliminary distinctions. Egalitarianism is the positions that equality is central to justice. It is a prominent trend in social political philosophy. It has become relevant in more philosophy. But moral egalitarianism shows that the late 20th century, the very question is whether equality is the most of the most important parts of justice, and whether if it has or nearly so importance for the matter of justice at all. Why equality? Egalitarians believe that the justice of equality closely connected to prioritins, indeed to emphasize that both concepts are related. Egalitarians think firstly the unfair life prospects should be equaled, but secondly, but the equality is the most or one of the most important, I'll say, introducible, intrinsic, introducible, intrinsic, constitutive worlds and justice, thinking that the welfare should be increased. But fourthly, that justice is comparative. Fifthly, that is in inequalities are just when the otherwise advantages and destroys in the same of justice. Lastly, that they are certain absolute humanitarian principles to anatomy. Yeah, anatomy of freedom or humanity dignity. Prioritans think, firstly, that equally itself cannot, by foundations of justice, that it has an important introducible, I mean, irreducible aim of justice, but it has to intrinsic moral worth. In Frankfurt in 1997, and all it has, or at least a fundamental importance, with the regard of the justification and justice, is rather by a product, although if it's having important reducible, irreducible and reducible of worth in raw in 1986, and secondly for the fulfillment of the absolute standards that the human dignity and the respects of the citizenship is up. Let me highlight this. Damn, this is shit. Highlight this shit. That'd be better. Citizenship of the utmost importance of give people the opportunity to live in human being worth life and not a life of miserable. Okay, importance. Let me get close to the mic. Thirdly, the people should have access to the food or shelter, hair, medical supply, or should have a private political anatomy, and then so forth. Fourthly, equality has more importance, and one it being byproduct, and two is be one of the part of among of the other parts of the comparative and factor. The equality before the law and concerning inequality and fulfillment of certain absolutes stand along like political anatomy and such affiliations and liberty of exchange and Krebs in 2000 and 2003. Okay. So that's the preliminary distinctions. Okay. So they had one of the difficulties, why debate. Yeah. Jackson's moral. It's a long read, but the two egalitarian arguments. I'll read this part right here. One of the main arguments with regards to the egalitarian view is the presumptions of equality, and then the 1955-56, 297, of course, and the assumption, the presumption of equality. Yeah, this is one of those articles and pluralistic and all that. I will save this one right here. I'll give y'all this article. Y'all can read the rest, but I done said enough, but yeah, it's like I said, egalitarianism is one of the equality systems in the world. If you're egalitarian, because that word's been thrown around loosely in certain spaces. So that's a whole nother story. So I might have to do a part two because I kind of expound on what I said on the philosophy part. So yeah. So we can expound on that. So yeah, this is something we got in common. Yeah. He said, not sure what direction of the insurrectionist crowd was going with the BLM protest. They were against reparations, so they were not true egalitarians. I don't know about that. You can't use that argument. I can say the same thing about the people of the right. I mean, it's not an egalitarian society, but Bill and them ain't got nothing to do with this. So that's a bullshit statement right there. This shit, they showed you what they are. Can't use that. I ain't gonna let you use that. You gotta show some facts on that. And all right, on my rogue agent helmet on for this. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, true egalitarians, they deal with equality. BLM don't believe in that. No, that's a whole nother story. That don't get me started. They're a bunch of I don't even want to call them feminists. They're really a bunch of nobodies, man. Like I just call them I don't want to call them anarchists. They're just a bunch of I wouldn't even call them, right or left, because that's just propaganda when people put them on. They're a bunch of nationalists, yes. I say they have liberal behavior, yes. The problem is, I wouldn't even take them seriously. They don't deserve egalitarianism. Yeah, egalitarianism is a tricky subject right here. This deals with a lot. Yeah, moral wise, they don't even represent that. That's a whole nother argument. But yeah, I think I discussed it enough on the philosophy basics. I'll bring it back in full circle. We're gonna deal with the moral and the luck. That's the one. That's the tricky ones right here. But the political egalitarian is the power aspect. The conservative part. That's what these are. So I'll knock this down and explain my thoughts on why I choose this subject. Well, it's been thrown around loosely based off what Cerulean was saying, and I was like saying, yeah, this one needs to be touched on. I have to be very, very careful with this subject because this subject you can look at it both ways. It's not equal and equal footing. You could say that, but that's a whole nother, BLM, I don't even look at them as egalitarians. They don't even deserve it. So you can't use that argument. I always thought that too, but now I said to myself, nah, they're not. Hell no, they far from that. They don't even deserve that. We're talking about slavery, distribution. We're talking about the history of this country. Just going deaf on anything. So yeah, that's a whole nother story. Yeah, they are confused humans. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. They're not even egalitarians. They don't even know what the fuck it means. It deals with equality. They don't even want equal rights. So you can't use that argument. That's a weak argument. I can say the same thing about people of the right and don't want that shit. They try to say that's a left philosophy. No, it's not. It ain't got nothing to do with left or right. Egalitarianism can split many ways. Many ways. It just deals with equality. But the problem is it's an elitist trait too. It is a utilitarian thought, I can tell you that. Egalitarianism is a utilitarian thought, I can tell you that. Facts, Captain. Facts. Facts. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. Facts. 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 And it is what it is. But yeah, I was talking about this subject right here, but and I'm just saying, like, you know, when you talk about this subject, it just gets boils down to the main thing. And you look at it and you just like say, hey man, this is it. And just how you look at it. So I know how people look at it in so many words, but when you're dealing with equality, you deal with a lot. So that's understandable. And people gonna look at it sideways, whatever and whatnot. So yeah. So let me charge this bad boy up, a cell phone and shit like that. Yeah. So egalitarianism is one of those things that, you know, you just look at it and just say, hey, just keep it going and just keep it moving. But sinus is acting up. But woo, I get my nerves act up. Yeah, it's a wild winter this year. But like I said, when you talk about that on the level of it, it's just what it is. I mean, we was talking about various philosophies like your socialism, Marxism, and communism last year in those subjects, and we stayed with it. But anarchism is like it's a unique one. It's not a left and right thing. We mentioned that last week. So this is an expound on what egalitarianism system you want. That's what most revolutionaries use. But it deals with race discrimination, class, and gender, and all that other stuff. So yeah, when you hear this word, it says it's for all people. Now, I know why someone mentioned BLM. First of all, they don't even represent that. They're uh, specifically for one group. So they disqualified as egalitarians. So you can't say that. That's for real people that actually practice it. It ain't that many. But that's why it's society like that. America was like that. That was probably years ago. That's 3 centuries ago. It ain't even like that now. It's more fascist than anything, authoritarian than anything. We're not even totalitarian. We can talk about that for hours. We're not even on that level. I think Rogas was trying to argue me in the chat, and I told him we're nowhere near that. But Cerulean told me last week it's the concept of government or economics you're looking at. Y'all looking at it from an economic perspective. I get it. That's a whole nother a beast right there. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, Carl. It's just a lot of times when you deal with this type of thing, they deal with a lot of frequencies of it. So when you talk about egalitarianism, you just look at it from very, very integral. intrinsic value and things like that. I might make a part two of this. I think this should be discussed more in depth. I'm gonna read it more. We're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna use the links on the tail end of the other links. I'm gonna use this because it's got a lot to read. We're gonna talk about it in its entirety, and that is important to me because I kind of like this one better. It gives you the tables and times and things like that. And then this other one right here is another damn good read. It's gonna be a long stream, and then once we read it, we're gonna break down some of the things what we talk about. So egalitarianism is, yeah, we're gonna have the philosophy shit. We're gonna have all that shit. We got to break that down. That's gonna be next month though. So we're gonna get into it. Keep this link, whatever. So yeah, this is an hour. Basically, I can say this. Um, you can have that discussion, and it's just something that I wanted to touch on and things like that in that nature. So apparently, people wanted me to discuss something like this in the long run. So yeah. And that's it. New comments of love. See what he said. He said the minister seemed to miss the mark of how racism and classism is intertwined together. He said that is where KS and Tommy's soul based narrative today exists a lot of holes. Well, to be honest with you, the problem with uh, that core group, the manosphere, I mean, we're the villain sector, the villain sector, we're not a part of that bullshit. They support the bullshit. They support that coon shit. I have an issue with them is they don't teach it. I mean, yes, we talk about egalitarian ourselves. I mean, it's a positive, negative that. I mean, I'm gonna say there's pros and cons. I might have to do a part two and go in depth on it and tell you about it. I was gonna give you in depth because part one is the introduction of the philosophy of where it comes from, the history and things like that. But part two is gonna be like we're gonna go in depth on those particular types of totalitarianism. So yeah. So you mentioned KS and Thomas So, okay, based off the narrative exhibits of a lot of holes. Yeah, it's a lot of holes, but you got to blame individuals that create that concept. So yeah, that's a whole nother, but I get it, Yeah, we don't fuck with them weirdos like that. They're gonna be destroyed in a couple months. So they've been stinged up. In case you don't know, we've been talking off air that they dropping articles on it. No, they ass is through. We've been on this shit since months ago of last year, so y'all late. But yeah, Thomas. Okay, what else he say? Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's bullshit. Yeah, I don't even fuck with it. I've been on the Bernard Riley's for that. Oh yeah. You've been on Bernie Povich. Yeah. I don't fuck with that dude. That dude is an idiot. He's the type of dude. The problem with him is I have an issue with a lot of dudes like him. It ain't just him. It's a lot of them. A lot of them dudes don't study proper philosophies and proper political philosophies. This is why I have to bring back conservatism part three. And the reason I have to bring it back because I'm gonna show y'all a stream talk about Barry Goldwater, and I'm gonna use that stream, play for like 3 hours, and it's gonna entail what I was talking about, and then I'm gonna expound on the shit. Then I explain the shit. We're gonna start talking. This audio is my own shit, and we're just gonna just keep going. So yeah, I get what people are saying about things like that, but yeah, I don't mess with Bernie Post. I mean, his channel's trash to me. Because last time I've been over there, I think Sotomayor was going at it with everybody. And I called Pablo I think Frescobar, what his name is, a trick, and his bitch ass got emotional, of course, and someone timed me out. But fuck them. I've always said fuck you on them because I had problems with them in the spring and the summer. That's why I cut them off and dusted their ass in the fall, and they ain't getting numbers. They ain't getting like that. It is what it is. Fuck them niggas. But I'm on that type of time. So yeah, I don't listen to idiots like that. I do my own research, and they get destroyed in any shit that I throw at them, man. They don't even practice what they say. So that's a whole nother spiel on that. And that's it. Yeah. I'll talk about conservatism again. I'll talk about it next month. I ain't gonna talk about it right now because we're talking about egalitarianism, but conservatism, I'll do a stream on it. That will be from 5:45, or I might have to change the time. It depends on that day. If no one's not doing anything, I can do a morning stream on that because I got to see what the day is going to be like. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be an hour stream long. You know what I'm saying? That's just something that to boil down to. I'm just going to get y'all familiar with it right now, and it's a good stream to just deal with it. You know, it's a Tuesday stream. We deal with it. Just move forward and just say, hey, we here now. We're going to expound on that shit. So that's a whole nother story. But like I said, you know, it's 2 hours. We're in it. We're in the thick of it. So, like I said, I'm just talking about equality right now with the egalitarianism, but it is what it is. But some people don't want to deal with this conversation. But yeah, I got a lot of them. Part two of anarchism, we got to talk about that. It ties into this, and this is important. And a lot of people just want that. I had a discussion with my pops about the Putin shit, and a lot of people hate that totalitarian structure. They hate it, want his head and everything, but they want an egalitarian society. See, that's the trope. They give you the utilitarian concept that this came from. I'll tell you the interesting parts that I read early in the stream if y'all was listening, but you know, but that's a whole nother thing. But you know, I'm gonna read what he says right here. I still don't get the outcomes of the Manosphere's conference with the LWAF, but MLT was right about them. He's been Oh, I've been right about a lot of things. I mean, yeah. Oh, you mentioned, yeah, that's that individual. I don't mess with him either that much. But yeah, there's a lot of people been right about him. He was fake from the start. Last year, I think I was on a panel with Kuda. They talked about dude was being fake. They was fake from the whole time. That whole thing was a sting out, by the way. A lot of people didn't pay attention, but I think me and Dre talked about this. A lot of these dudes, man, they're fake, man. They ain't really about that shit. I think me and Mike V talked about it. Jay Sean talked about it. Everybody talked about it. But these dudes is frauds. Like y'all listen to frauds. And that it's gonna continue to happen. I know people like that individual right there. I don't fuck with him because he claims he's that too, but he's full of shit. He's full of shit. I got a whole stories on him. I ain't gonna air him out online. But if y'all ever had gear like I did and we talked off air, I tell you that nigga ain't shit either. He's just as bad as them. He's 10 times worse than them. The only difference is he's got money, and I think I call him a broke millionaire. I don't fuck with him though since that March shit in 2021. He's just as bad as them. That's why I say fuck all them niggas. I treat them what they are. They don't impress me. And he already got me blocked, so fuck him. I would never do a collab with his ass. Nah. That's always fuck you with him. It's just like I treat these niggas the same, bro. It's competition when they talk about politics. These are bitch ass niggas. They don't do proper research. I do the shit and explain my shit and just cut out, and I'll destroy you with facts on that. And a lot of people don't really care. And you're doing the same perpetuation with these coons exist. This is why we destroy SKC with certain topics. It is what it is, but you know. But let's see what the generals are. Yeah, yeah, he's one the same with them. Thank you, thank you. He's no different. The only difference is he comes off as us, but really he's one of the same. It's a lot of dirt on him. on the side of YouTube, but I'm not gonna go in depth and then just body the dude. But I say fuck that dude. That's why I call him three syllables. I treat him what he is. As a Southern day. He's also miserable. Yeah, he is. Yeah. I don't trust dude like that. I questioned him last year, early around this time. And in March we had a fallout. That dude can say a lot of things. I know y'all like him for now, but y'all will hate him long term. I'm telling you from experience. And the fallout was a simple ass disagreement. That's what it was. We ain't gonna be cool now because he said some bullshit I didn't like, and I'm gonna treat him what he is. And that's just what it is. And the same thing that when you got guys like that, that's the problem in the manosphere. And I said the manosphere's been dead for a long time. It's been dead in March when they try to reiterate the shit years and years ago. See, that's not an egalitarian way to get people together. See, this is a tricky ideology. You got to practice what you preach, but it doesn't exist because there's problems. See, I'll talk about the rest of it in part two because I think this will break down what we're going to talk about. So I'm just talking to y'all and reading y'all's questions now. But yeah, man, that's just what it is. But I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something. Damn, I'm going to find utilitarianism for a minute. Let me see for a minute. Oh, shit. I bumped into that by accident. So that's the whole point. Let me see the branch. Because we're going to talk about the introduction. Y'all gonna be tripping out for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Epicureanism. No. Oh, the types. Oh, shit. My fault. But bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. I'm just not gonna answer about the MOT shit that y'all talk about because I know y'all love that dude. Because that dude he's something else. I got stories on his ass. What he does on the side. I've said, hey, people did no, not what I heard. You can't stand that motherfucker. But teach his own. Y'all are free who you listen to. Not gonna hate on y'all. I don't say what it is. But yeah. Oh, what's going on, Art? Peace. See what y'all say in the chat. Yeah. I can't take them dudes seriously, but I get it. Yeah, I know. Okay, so you don't. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, but there's a lot of people been on his side. Okay, Carl, there's a lot of people of his audience come on that side. They come through this chat all the time, so it ain't nothing. Anything political, anything like a Wednesday stream like this, they'll come through. But just be careful of his content, because he can be addicting a little bit, but then you'll find some holes in the shit. I don't say nothing at the time. I let him live in 2020. But 2021, we had that fallout, and that was it. It was expected to happen. It was going to blow up. There's something I agree and disagree with Thomas Sowell, but I haven't exactly studied him. He's generally, I don't even care for him at all. He's decent, but I just don't mess with his work like that. Let's just say it like that. He's just what it is. And yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Jerry. Yeah, same here. I'm on that petty shit too with him. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even listen to that guy. You know. Yeah, I was saying that last year. So yeah. I was saying that actually last year, 2 years ago I spared him, but last year is bad. But that's a whole nother spiel. But I'm not gonna get on to him. I call that man three syllables himself. He's just another man I don't mess with. You know. He's just as bad as them. I look at people for what they are. But I want to show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something about the key word right here, this theory right here. This is where the Grandmaster used. Okay, as you can see, let me see if I'm okay. I'm gonna highlight this. John Stuart Mill, against his will, prevent harm to others, principles of liberalism, libertarianism, Marxism, philosophers have also included other principle segments for socialism. But you hear the word utilitarianism, what you think is the greatest good for the greatest number as overriding in all moral decisions. Ideal moral worth solely determined by contribution, overall utility, maximizing happiness or pleasure, and summon among all people greatest happiness for the greatest number. There you go. It's just one of those philosophies and birth these things and birthed a lot. Yes, it came from Epicureanism and things like that. But if you also study egalitarianism, they all came from this ideology. So again, this thing is not new, man. Like there's criticisms of it. It's a consequentialism type ideology, but it's also one of those ideologies that birthed a lot of shit. So we got to be careful when you talk about utilitarianism, you teach it in its proper form. I talked about this a lot on my channel last year, and I was trying to hit the nail on the head with the black pill stuff with Grandmaster, man. He was on that type of time. And then I was just saying to myself, man, this is something we got to look at. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to look at it from an integral perspective. So yeah, man, like, you know, this ain't nothing new. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna mention him. That's a whole nother story. Yeah. But them dudes, I treat them what they are. When they talk about politics, I look at them side eyed. That's a whole nother thing. I have a different view of looking at it. I agree, then I kind of disagree with some of their points. Their actions. It's not what they say, it's their actions. They say another. Your actions got to speak it. And yeah, I ain't gonna get in depth on their answers, but they're not even worth speaking. Looks like people is out for the count. So yeah, this may not be a long stream because I'm not gonna go in depth on it. I'm just gonna answer some of y'all's questions. Um, what I'm saying, but that's a good crowd. Yeah, let's see. For some reason, I thought I might have listened to some of your content about the Moors a decade ago, but I had a different screen name and outlook back then. Okay, let me read that again. For some reason, I might have listened to some of your content about the Moors a decade ago, but I have a different screen name and outlook back then. Well, my shit. Okay, when I got into them, that was like 10 years ago. Um, that's a long time ago. I probably don't remember your screen name. I've had this screen name for like decades. I mean, my screen name from was my actual email address or my name, my actual name off in real, realistically or real life. Well, here's the thing about that shit. That shit got flagged in 2012. I was on some powerful shit. But after that, I was through with that shit. So when I got this name as my screen name, I stuck with it for a long time and stayed on the path. And like I said, you stay with it and you stick with your content. So I did the Bible thing, did this and that, the Hebrew shit. I did that for a while. And the next thing you know, I started getting the conscious shit. But the more shit overseas, that started in, I would say 2009 during the Hidden Colors era when Tariq Nasheed talked about it. And then I did some research. It did exist, and other people was talking about it online. Back then, when the Moors was talked about in early YouTube, it was not popular. I'm gonna tell you something, Carl. It was not popular. It was not a popular topic because a lot of people didn't fuck with it until like 2012. I didn't get a lot of views. I got a lot of views when I found that website when people criticized those feds wearing niggas, man. But the ones, the actual terms, that's the one I talked about. I talked about them religiously for 3 years around that time. And after that, I left in 2014. In 2015, from 19, I came back, watched pre-records and replays of live streams. I didn't physically come in these spaces until 2020 during the BGS period. Lasted the whole year until next year, and then Kuda, I met him in March. My shit jumped off at April and ended in December, and then now you got this year in January. So I'm back at it again, doing content again. So 6-year hiatus, yeah, that's a long time. It's a lot of content you would see about the Moors, but yeah, but I appreciate you though, man. Like, yeah, it's my content's been around a long time. Ain't nothing new. It might have been the Canaan 06, but I think that account was deleted. Oh, I probably didn't know what your icon looked like. That's been a while, bro. Hey, that's been a while. That's been a while. I don't know. Let me tell you something. I have probably haven't commented you before. It's been a while. It's been a while, man. See, I don't remember deleted accounts. Yeah, YouTube was intense around 2010. And I remember when people left death threats on my comment page. Oh, so you talking about 2010? Oh, 2010, I had a different username. Yeah, I had my old channel. I was around since '07. I started YouTube at 19 years old. That was like in 2007. That was a long, long time ago. I was on this type of shit too, but quiet as kept, I was in the entertainment route. But as soon as I switched to this shit came later in 2012. So I didn't really get entrenched to this until later. Yeah, my early years was rough. Oh yeah, yeah. 2010 was a beast. I remember that like it was yesterday. Hell yeah. Now YouTube is more politically correct. Yeah, it's PC. It's always been PC. It all started in 2012 with the Android shit, smartphone era. So what you're seeing now is even worse. It's already dying off. That's why people don't want to say nothing no more. Let's talk about my content as it is. So yeah, you on the money. Just like I said, is there inequality in society? Is this a he started in '08? Okay. Is there inequality? The whole subject is what? Egalitarianism, right? We talked about that early in the stream and got the notes and everything. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. So basically, y'all saying something that's very relevant today, and it's a problem. So how can we have a society and people doing dumb shit? So yeah, y'all give me 1 second. Yeah, and that's what the whole subject was. So it's 2 hours in, so I got time to talk to y'all for 2 hours. And if it gets to the 3 hour mark, I'll talk to you because nobody's not gonna hit the link right away because it's early. It's Wednesday night, so I just had the link. If y'all want to ask questions or anything about egalitarianism, that's cool. But I'll do a part two. But the link is to me is specifically for someone. Y'all don't have to come if y'all don't want to. Now that's good. I'm not saying this is not an open discussion or a panel or anything. This is for a certain individual. If he wants to chime in, himself, the esteemed brethren. But if he doesn't want to, he can listen on the playback. But you know what I'm saying. But I'll do a part two. He can chime in. I'll start doing that from now on and make it not an open discussion because a lot of people they just want to just hop on links and act crazy and talk about something different. No, I'm strictly doing this for me. But I'll see. I don't know if I want to do it 3 hours or not. I'll see because I haven't debated on that yet. So yeah, this is good. But what Carl's explaining, yeah, that's where's the equality in old YouTube. It was some in the beginning until 2008 with the monetization. That's what killed it for me. That's when YouTube started dying, and after that, it just went further and further in the ground ever since. And they try to say it's getting great, great, great. No, it ain't. It's got more censorship in various aspects, and that's why people dodge around shit. And this is why I don't fuck with a lot of people on YouTube by myself. It is what it is, and I stand on my shit all day long. It takes time, bro. When people fuck with you, they fuck with you. It takes time. I just don't listen to it. See, when you talk about politics and proper things in societies, things go left, man. Things go left. You know what I'm saying? But tomorrow will be great because I'm gonna be talking about various things because I don't know what what the issue is. Because I ain't gonna be streaming next Sunday, but my last stream will be tomorrow until next month, and I'll be on fire with it. And yeah, y'all. So I'm gonna keep asking y'all questions. I see if I got time. So yeah, my old account is still there from '06, but Canon '06. Read the description for laughs. Okay, but you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying. You said Canon '06. You said Canon '06. So a lot of Canon '06. I'm gonna find the right one. Hold on. Oh, okay. It's 13 years ago. It's different Canon '06. Hold on. Yeah. It's Canon. Yeah, I just typed it in. Okay. 7 subs. Oh shit. Let me find the 7 subs. Hold on. Cause you got one of those. Yeah, 7 subs. Yeah. I'm trying to figure that out. If that's your old account, I'll be surprised as a motherfucker. Yeah, see, you got one of those duplicates. Yeah, because I gotta see because YouTube is weird like that. That's why I hate YouTube searching people. I don't want to say no wrench or anything, but yeah, that's a whole nother. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So you got 7 subs, okay? They got rid of all my souvenir comments from various people. Yeah, that usually happens. Yeah, man. Yeah, that happens. I'm just I'm just saying, man. I'm just I'm just saying what like I look at things like that and they just there. So you say you had 7 subscribers and things like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't gonna get into it because that name is random. I ain't gonna try to get into that. That's a whole yeah. Anytime you have a basic name like that, that's hard to search. I'm not gonna try to search that. Yeah. I kind of believe you though. You was a very, very small channel. Last time I was like that was back in '07. So you know what I'm saying? Like is what speak of egalitarians are of the movies of franchise the LK. I never heard of that. Never heard of that. I don't know about those movies. I don't even watch any of it like that. You talking about the Lion King? Ah, that's a great question, degenerate. That's a hell of a great question. And if it was egalitarianism, that's a whole nother thing. So yeah. So you got to look at it from a integral perspective, and then just look at it as like, all right, this is cool. So in so many words and function. Let me see right quick. Let me see right quick, cause I got problems. What's going on? So y'all give me 1 second, cause I gotta look at something real quick. Let me hit that before I even, you know, I'll put this up here real quick. So I'll check something real quick. So we're gonna talk about this, like, 2 hours, but y'all just give me 1 second, cause I'm gonna set this up somewhere. Did I say? Oh yeah, I didn't mean to say that. Yeah, talk to the guys. Yeah, I'm gonna drop this down. So yeah, I've been on it long enough. I'm gonna drop it down. So yeah, you said Lion King. Yeah, that's a good question in general. But yeah, but this is like part one of egalitarianism. So you know, I might do this for like, can I go along 3 hours if y'all ask me questions? Yeah. Yeah, I talked about everything I need to know about egalitarianism. So yeah, the philosophy basics, I done dropped it. It's in the link. I want to shout everybody out that came through. Appreciate the degenerate, Carl. Who else came through? Who else came through? Hannibal, because I know people ain't coming through. That was for someone. You know, Mike. I was looking for Saruin to chime in. Okay, Jay Bones, Mike. Appreciate you for stopping by again. If you love the content, that's nice. Mace, appreciate you for coming through. The Captain Ghost in the building. Appreciate you. Always salute, man. Check out his channel, y'all. Collie Jane, appreciate you for coming through. Who else came through? Stoic and TC Killer, T Church. So, yeah, new. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Like, yeah, everybody, shouts out to everybody that came through, man. Like, it's been a blast for 2 hours, because I thought I was gonna do this 3 hours. I said, nah, this is I'm gonna save the rest for part two for next month. So I'll be back tomorrow. My regular scheduled time is 8:10, because I had to push the time back because I was in a conversation with the fellas, with the villains. So with that, I want to say peace and shalom. All hail, Great Skull, and I'm out.